Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Sorry about my light. It's actually still kind of dark out. I waited for a little while to do this because I actually went out at like 4:30 in the morning. I don't know what's wrong with me. I woke up at 4:15 this morning and was wide awake. I was like, all right, well, now what? So I figured I'd get up and go out and go driving and get it over and done with for the day. But anyway, today I want to talk about abominations. Okay? So I was listening to something today and it really brought this to mind. So I figured I would make a video about it. They were talking about law keeping, obviously, and Torah seeking and so on and so forth. And somebody mentioned something about how the Christians constantly will tell you that the law is done away with, and yet they pick and choose these little nuggets of it that they want to hold on to, and they want to use against their brothers and even the stranger. First off, the Torah tells us we're not to wrong people in speech, whether they be a foreigner or a fellow Israelite. We're not supposed to wrong people with speech. So, and it also tells us that we're only supposed to be judging within the house of God. We're not supposed to be going around telling everybody what they're doing wrong, because first off, we're in their land. They're not in our land. So, all we can do is kind of shine a light into their darkness, and, if they ask questions, be there to answer them. But I wanted to talk about how this makes it very hard for people to take you serious. Okay, so when you're out there and you're telling people that homosexuality is an abomination, it's very hard to take you seriously when you are a Sunday keeping, bacon eating pastor, because eating pork is also an abomination. So how do we elevate the one and not the other? How do we say, because those are both in the Torah, okay? So you don't get the right to walk around telling people that their lifestyle is an abomination when God considers your lifestyle an abomination. Furthermore, anybody who actually knows their Bible, they're not going to take you serious. That's why you guys have this reputation for being hypocrites, because you elevate certain commands above others, because you'll take what you want from the Old Testament and throw the rest in the garbage. And you can't do that. I mean, you can, but nobody takes you serious. You're a double-minded man. Do you understand that? That makes you an unstable man in all your ways, because you're double-minded. Because on one hand, you're saying the law is dead, and on the other hand, everybody has to keep this commandment. And it doesn't work like that. And that is what people like me are starting to see. And that's why we're like, well, let's have a look at these commandments. Because I want people to take me serious when I evangelize to them. I want it to mean something when I tell them to not do this wrong, and how I make that mean something is that I don't do that wrong. And not only that, I hold fast to all the covenant. If he tells me that homosexual is an abomination, okay, being a homosexual is an abomination, okay, I won't be a homosexual. But if he tells me that a pig and its carcass is an abomination to me, well, then I'm not going to touch and eat pigs. And if he tells me that everything in the sea will be food for me that has fish, that has scales and fins, okay, then I'm not going to eat shellfish. You see where I'm going with this? If one thing's an abomination to him and another thing is an abomination to him, then why is it not equally as important to you? Because of the animals that came in Peter's vision that was all about men? That you think was about food? Because the NIV put in parentheses, now all foods are clean? I mean, seriously. How is anybody supposed to take you serious? You don't get the right to tell people what to do when you're not willing to do what you're supposed to do. You take away all your authority at that point. You know, and I hope that you can see that, my fellow Christian. This is the problem that people have with you today, is you constantly go around telling everybody what they're doing wrong when you're not even doing right. So, how do you feel justified in doing so? You know? You need to get right with God yourself. And no amount of three-piece suit's going to make you look any closer to God. I mean, come on. Read the book. You either accept it all or you don't accept any of it. We don't get to pick and choose. It's not trail mix. I've said that before so many times. The Bible is not trail mix. We don't get to pick and choose what is important to our Creator because He already wrote it down for us. So when we pick and choose, we're choosing what's important to us, not what's important to God. I hope you can see that. Anyways, I love you guys. I just wanted to make a quick statement about that. And I hope that, you know, if you're a Christian brother and sister, that you can actually hear my heart and go back and read it for yourself. Just do a study on abomination. Okay, because you'd be surprised that homosexuality is not the only abomination to Yahweh. And there are tons of things you're doing every day that is offending the Most High God. So I love you all. Have a good day. Shalom. Get up and watch the sunrise.